What's up, losers? Today we're going to be talking about selling, because selling is like the most important skill. I've used it in every business of mine. What's the point of having a business if you can't sell your product or service? So today I'm going to tell you exactly how to sell anything to anyone. When I first started selling stuff, I was 19 years old and I was a waitress in a seafood restaurant. I didn't know at the time what I was doing. They asked me to upsell some stuff and I did. I didn't realize that my skills in sales were already coming out and being built. Loads of people ask me how to get there. So I have broken down my process into a step-by-step, easy to follow process, and that way you can pick it up and you can sell anything to anyone. First step to do is research the product. Whether it's the industry, the service, the product, whatever it is, you need to know exactly what you're offering and why it will benefit anyone. Understanding the history behind a product will be even better. So once you know the history and the product specifications, you have so much information that you can share with your customer, and as they bombard you with questions, you're just gonna fire away with all these answers and you're gonna look so confident. That's going to make them feel more comfortable in making the purchase. Make sure you're fully researched and you know exactly what you're selling. And with any question, you can throw back an answer. The second step is to identify a customer. If you know what a customer persona is, you'd be quite familiar with this concept. Essentially, what you need to do is create a fake customer in your head. How you would do this is think about who the product is targeting. What gender are they? What age are they? Really break down the demographics and you'll start to understand exactly what type of person will need your product or service, and it'll make it much easier for you to then craft your pitch because you'll know exactly how to approach it and exactly what they're looking for. Your customer persona is literally just a fake customer that you've created, but this is just going to help you craft that pitch because you're going to know how to speak to that person. Number 3 is to craft your pitch. As you get better and better, you're gonna realize what works and what doesn't. But you have to start somewhere. So start with a pitch, make sure you have a good hook and something that's gonna make them feel intrigued or interested. You wanna make sure that you're addressing all their problems and that you're literally selling them a solution to the problem, because that's what it should be. And that's why I said your customer persona is so important, because if you know exactly who you're talking to, that's gonna make it much easier to craft your pitch. Is to close the deal. Obviously, I know this is the hardest part and everyone has a problem with this, but what I find tends to work the most is to create a sense of urgency. I'm sure you've been on these weird dropshipping sites where they sell you weird things. And as you're scrolling through this weird and dodgy website, you start to see these pop-ups that say you only have 20 minutes to make your decision because this is a special price. And then after that, you won't get this special price anymore. The point of that is to make you feel a sense of urgency. You would feel as though you have to make that decision now because in 20 minutes you won't get that deal again. That's exactly what we are recreating when we close a sale. We want to create a sense of urgency, make them feel like they'll miss out if they don't buy it right now. A great way of doing this is by saying that you're having a sale and maybe it won't be on tomorrow. Or if you're in a pop-up, you can tell them that the pop-up ends on a certain date, so if you miss it, you may not get it again. These types of wordings will make them feel as though they're gonna miss out if they don't make that purchase right now. Now, those are the steps to sales, but there are some rules. So I've broken down the rules for you as well, and you need to adhere to these rules while going through the steps. I know it sounds daunting, but I got you. Rule number 1, keep it casual. You want to seem like you're a friend, suggesting something to another fellow friend. Have casual convo and try not to be too salesy, honestly. You really just want to have that connection with them because the better you get to know them, the better your pitch will be because you'll know exactly how to route that conversation and make them more interested. You can even start a conversation with them by literally just asking them how they are or literally talk about the weather. Like, it doesn't matter what you start the conversation with because you want to create that connection first and you want to make them feel comfortable and warmed up. The second rule is to understand their needs. Remember how we created that customer persona before? Based on that, you can refer to yourself as someone who's used the product or service before and the benefits that you'd gotten from it. You can literally speak to them as if you're just sharing that with them. For example, I've used this product before and I actually saw it was really beneficial. And after speaking to you, it seems like you're having that issue too. So maybe you could try it out because honestly, it worked really well for me. And it just sounds like a recommendation. It doesn't sound like you're trying to sell. This way, they'll trust you more to make that purchase because you're not trying to push the purchase on them. You're just a person with good intentions trying to share something that's worked for you. Number 3 is to remain professional. You're gonna have weird customers, okay? Sometimes they don't wanna buy and they'll just ask you extremely stupid questions. You wanna stay professional and stay calm. Don't argue too much. This is just a waste of time. Especially if you know that they're asking super stupid questions that are gonna get you nowhere. Try to end the conversation because you're better off spending that time with a potential customer, not someone who's gonna argue with you. So stay calm. Number 4 is to respect their decision. Don't push too hard if they say no. Part of the sales process is getting loads of people saying no. Most people that have had 5 sales have had about 20 no's. It's just part of the process. Don't be too bummed out that people are saying no, and understand and respect their decision. Not everyone will be your customer. Some people don't have the need for your product, and that's okay. It's much easier to spend your time focused on customers that are actually potential to your business rather than people who are not. There's absolutely no point arguing with people who don't even care who you are. Focus on the people that care, because those are the ones you want to convert into customers. And rule number 5, which is the final rule, is to be confident. Even if you're not confident, I don't care, I don't want to hear it from you. You're going to pretend to be confident. And the reason why is I'm not going to purchase from someone who's going, Nah, we're not doing that. We're going to be confident in our speech, in our posture, in our answers. Try to answer these questions quickly, make sure they're confident answers, and even if for some reason you don't know something, never say, I don't know. If someone asks you for a detail that you don't have any information on, you can always say, I can check up on that and get back to you with that information. And it shows that you can still find out, that you will have the answer, rather than, I don't know, because that's the crappiest answer ever. So let's make sure we're confident, and even if we don't know, we're diverting in a confident way. If you put all of this together, you'll be able to sell just about anything to anyone. I'm also going to give you guys a little bonus tip of how I did my sales, because obviously everyone has their own twang, their own techniques, but I was just going to share with you what I did. So there was one time that I set up this like little kiosk to sell some of my spice blends in one of my companies. And this is exactly how I would approach people. I did not leave anyone, by the way. Like every single person that walked by, I spoke to them. So instead of asking them if they're interested in purchasing the product or whether they like masalas or whether they drink chai, all I would do is ask them if they want to smell it. And this was such an amazing hook that, also this smells so good, but this was such an amazing hook because I would literally just go up to people and be like, hey, do you want to smell this? And it would kind of create that spark. Like they would be like, firstly, what am I smelling? And secondly, it must smell good because why are you asking me to smell it? So that's how I would catch them. And the first thing I say is, hey, do you want to smell this? And they would go, what is that? And then I'd say, this is a chai masala. This is the masala that you put into chai. And ours is homemade. And it's a special recipe that I'm pretty sure you can't find anywhere. And that is how I would start the conversation with them. So that's just a little idea of how I would pitch. If you have something that smells good, try something like that. And if you have customers walking past, you can already make them feel super intrigued or interested just by using little things like that. Stop trying to sell to them in the beginning. Like no one wants to be sold to. If they clock on that you're trying to sell something, they're already going to take a step back. So we want to make sure we're not making them feel that way. I'm not trying to sell to you, I'm just your friend. And I just want to spark some curiosity. If you combine all of this and do this the way I said, I guarantee you will sell. Because honestly, this is what I do and it works like a charm. Like it works like a charm, seriously. It's so easy to sell, I find. And practice it if you want, try it, because you'll have your own twang to it. Like you'll have something that you're good at, little remarks or little things that'll hook better. You'll figure it out as you go. But you'll only get better the more you do it. So get out there and start selling. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you care about business stuff, finance, productivity, anything money related, because that's all I love to talk about, then hit subscribe, like the video, don't forget.